And what up? What up? It's race day. It's also the final round of the British. So when I look up and do this, I am watching that. Let's see here. All right, let's get everybody in here. Can we all just give the Xfinity Series race like a standing ovation? I mean, what more could you ask for in a race? This series continues to be the best series on earth, in my opinion. And it's not even close. They even did it with a terrible package. Yep. It was really good. Excellent. Yep. All right. Well, I agree. That last lap was just incredible. Yep. RIP Superbook. That's a big problem. Things are going to get different. You would know a thing or two about a terrible package. Best series in the world, Derek Yoder says. I kind of agree. Well, hey, let's get to the important things here. This is I showed up to a new restaurant here in Squamish and went to a bar, a new one, and they had what's called the NASCAR Negroni. And I was like, well, I have to get that. And I didn't even look at what it was. But it is a Miller High Life with a shot of Campari and a lemon. So here we are. Let's get the lemon in there. Cheers. Happy race day. Taking a pull. Whew. That's the second one. Had one earlier with the pre-race pull with Derek Yoder, and it went down pretty easy. So yeah, I know. That's okay. I don't mind this, Ryan. If this is what causes me to win a race, this is my some sort of good luck charm, I would love to find that. I actually I'm not going to lie. I actually did change up how I log my bets, and it worked yesterday. So I'm going to do the same thing again today. Maybe there's something to that. I'm not superstitious, but I'm definitely a little stitious. Okay, let's get with the rundown here. Tyler Reddick. Well, in my opinion, the second best car and probably out front would be the best car. I don't know who's going to pass Tyler Reddick if he just gets clear. I do think the difference between the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series is the leaders will actually be able to get out to a lead and extend. That's going to be the difference. Whereas yesterday, the leaders were able to get out. I think that the biggest lead was maybe 2 or 3 seconds, but I think that if Reddick gets out to a lead, it's just going to be hard to pass, and I think he could actually pull away a little bit. I think he can actually pull away. Reddick's good. I have some at 12. Not the best number out there, but certainly better than there was one site that posted maybe odds after practice and qualifying that they shouldn't have, so I was able to take advantage of that. Yeah, people fasted. I still think that Indy will provide a better opportunity to pass than last week. That's what I think. So Reddick, obviously really good. You can't touch that 4-1 price. Reddick stage 1 winner. What are the stages, by the way? I don't get to bet much on stage stuff just because I'm not in Vegas or I don't have access to Caesars all the time. Todd's taking a break at a wedding, so it makes it really hard for me to get down on stuff like that. But what are the stages again? And do we have same fuel windows? 50, 50, 60. So probably can't make it. You're going to have to pit. That's interesting. 50 laps. Can they make it 50? Because this could let's just say fuel 40 or 42. Let's just say someone pits 10 laps in. And then there's a caution between lap 10 and they're going to win stage 1, right? Am I wrong about that? So we'll see. But anyway, let's continue here. Tyler Reddick, I think he's going to be really strong all day. It'll be interesting to see how he does in traffic. Not typically great in traffic, but a really good front runner. Denny Hamlin, Really good on short run, but a little bit more fall off than I anticipated from him. So not sure where I'm at with old Denny Hamlin. Do I think he's going to be good and competitive? Of course I do. Do I think he's going to be racing for the win? Of course I do. But I don't think his car is as good as some of the other cars around him, including Tyler Reddick. I think Tyler Reddick is better than Denny Hamlin. Chase Elliott, not that good in practice, but he did certainly qualify well. And I do think that Hendrick Motorsports did find something. And I think that Hendrick is better in the corners than they are in the straights. And I think that that's going to help. You're going to have to be good you're going to have grip in the corners to pass. We saw it in the Xfinity race. If you can get underneath someone in the corner, you're going to go by them. That's just the way that it works. So as long as you can suck up a little bit on the straights and you can get it inside someone and underneath them, you can make passes. Chase Elliott, I just hate what his price has done. And this shows a lack of respect. I think it was Brian Twining was texting me, do we still take Chase at 8? Isn't that crazy that Chase opened 16, kind of got bet down to 12, and now he's just 8-1 with arguably, I would say a top 5 car. Just not a lot of respect from him relative to Hamlin, Reddick, and Larson, and I guess rightfully so. But I agree, Troy, last week, Elliott was great. Elliott was maybe the best car. I am not going to take Elliott over Byron. I think that they're very similarly matched. So, Byron, I think he was the third or fourth best car. I have some Byron at 16 before practice. I think he's good. He was good last week, but not great. I think he'll be good, but not great. He's just great insurance. If you can find a good price on him, I think he's. Oh, stages are 30, 65, and then I'm getting a weird message here. 30, 65. So it's not 50. Okay, so stages are 30. So I think yes, I think Reddick has a really good shot at winning that. I think, well, I got rid of all qualifying stuff. It's 50, 50, 60. Why am I seeing different someone Big Ross and Derek, figure this out. 30, 65, 65. Yeah, we have no idea what the stages are. So when you guys figure that out, let me know. Did Byron and his girl break up recently? I don't know. Well, let's see. Byron's going to be good. I think the best car, let's get on Larson. I would say Larson is the best car long run. I don't even think it's close. I think Larson's going to be the best. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. Larson, I think, is the best car long run. That's if the long run matters. He's going to have to stay within earshot of the leaders. If it gets strung out and those leaders get out there, I don't think that's going to matter how good he is in the long run. Oh, Barbecue with Neil. Welcome from Ontario. All right, so we thinking 50, 50, 60. Media sheet says 50, 50, 60. I'm big on Larson today, too. Let's see. Ty Gibbs. I think Ty Gibbs is the guy you fade today. I don't like Connor. I don't like Larson top 3 at plus 155. He's top 5 minus 120 at some places. I like that. 50, 50, 60. So I think that because you're going to have to pit, well, maybe, unless there's a caution, you're probably going to have, well, I don't know. That's a weird, I think it's a weird length, just 8 laps outside. Because if there's a caution, then they can probably all make it till the end. I don't think, so stage flips, you're going to have to be within like 5 seconds of the leader. So I think maybe only the top 5 can flip the stage. And in that case, I do think 2 or 3 lap tires matter. So here's what I think. I think 2 or 3 lap fresher tires matter for the first 3 laps. And then I think that it's kind of like everyone's going to be the same for a while. And then at the end, you'll see some guys towards the end of a fuel run that are going to be a little bit better over the long run. Nigel, if that answers your question. So I do think that if the stage flips and Reddick wins the stage, the only guys I think that will be able to pit and undercut the stage will be Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, William Byron, Kyle Larson. I don't think Ty Gibbs is going to be within 5 seconds. I don't think Ty Gibbs is going to be that good. I think Ryan Blaney's way better than Ty Gibbs. I think Blaney's going to be strong. But again, this is kind of like last week. Anyone out front, if you get Reddick, Hamlin, Elliott, Byron, Larson, even Gibbs, Blaney, Logano, Truex, Bell, any of those guys out front are going to be really hard to pass. Michael McDowell top 10 at 2-1. I don't know. I don't know how much I like that. Brad K to win at 22. That's not terrible. If Brad gets out front, obviously he's going to be good. I think Blaney's really strong. I have not played any matchups. I just have my Larson over Blaney from earlier in the week. Oh, yeah, Buescher, absolutely. Big Ross. I'll get to him. Let's see. McDowell. Oh, man, I just don't think he can stay out in front. I don't think he can stay in the top 10. He did not show enough speed, short or long run, to show that. Oh, Kyle, you're all over Gibbs this week. I don't think that's going to be very good. I agree, Connor. If you're going to play off K, I much prefer Buescher as well. Stenhouse, what a miraculous qualifying. We've shown that he can put together one lap, but I don't think the balance is in his race car for the long run. I don't see him being competitive in the top 10. I know that there's some matchups out there. Stenhouse over Gilliland. I don't know, man. I don't trust many matchups right now. John Hunter Nemechek. What a great qualifying. I don't know what else to say. Maybe he can hang on a track position, but he's definitely not going to be. He's definitely not going to be like able to pass cars if he ends up back in traffic. Same with Austin Dillon. Good qualifying, but if he ends up back in traffic, he ain't moving to the front. Joey Logano, boy, just a very pedestrian practice. Pretty much how he's looked all year. Just, I expect him to be kind of racing in the top 6 or 7, not because he's passed race cars, but because he's just figured out a way to get some track position. Nothing on nor against him. Martin Truex Jr., this will be interesting with a pass-through. His race starts after the first caution. It's essentially he is starting from the rear because you won't go a lap down. He'll be starting at the rear. And once he pits, he's going to be in clean air. So I imagine he'll be quite fast. And I think he'll stay on the lead lap. And his race will start after the first caution once he catches up to the field. And then he'll probably pit and take tires. So he'll be an advantage. If the first caution falls like on lap 8, Truex is coming to take tires for sure. Well, I don't think he'll have to, Andrew. I think he'll come down and take tires. And then he can drive through the back 35% of the field if he has tires. Talk me off the ledge on my pre-prediction qualifying bets. Yeah, you're in trouble there. There's nothing you can do with the. I mean, I have a bad number on Truex too. I have him at 18-1. That's terrible. But he could be okay. He could be okay. James Small strikes again. That's the other thing I don't know. Okay, unapproved adjustment. 2 things can happen. They thought it was worth it, 1. And number 2, incompetence. Those are the 2 things. What if the caution is lap 1? Then the caution would come out. I think he can serve his paths through then under yellow. So I don't know. That's a good question. Is Buescher's car as fast as Elliott? Yes, it is. I don't know. Truex will be there. I think at the end, he'll be a top 10 guy. I don't know that I bet him top 10. I maybe take him in some matchups so he has a huge payout. Got Truex at, 14-1 is terrible. He's 25 at some places. Yeah, I agree. Incompetence. Well, we're getting spammed by hot guy pass podcast again. Let's see. Allmendinger was pretty impressive yesterday. Allmendinger was pretty impressive. He'll be decent today. I trust him here. Yeah, I agree. Liebeck Truex. Harrison Burton struggled early but got better late, I would say. I got nothing on or against him. Bubba's an interesting one. Bubba, I feel like can make, if he keeps track position, I think he'll be okay. but I don't think he's gonna pass anybody. Dinger top 10, 7 plus 750. Yeah, that is a nice dart, Brian. I don't hate that at all. I don't trust Colleague either. I don't trust him in the Xfinity series either, and he was right there. Ooh, Connor, that's a good point. Allmendinger better in drafting package. Yeah, but it wasn't a drafting. If you think that yesterday was a drafting race, that's wrong. It wasn't a drafting package. It was an engine package. I thought the Xfinity race was awesome, and there was passing. It was exactly like I predicted. Chris Bell. Well, I mean, he unloaded pretty good, but I feel like he didn't make many. He didn't make many good changes to his car. I thought that the field got better. I feel like the field got better and Bell stayed the same. Let's see. I don't know about Bell. I don't mind people that like him at like this 15 or 20 to 1. He's gonna have to. He's just not gonna drive through the field, and he was pretty average last week. Corey LaJoie was pretty slow. Chase Briscoe was incredibly slow. I think he's gonna be in trouble. I like fading him. Keselowski and Busch jumping out. Ooh, Busch and Keselowski should not be jumping out at you. Maybe Keselowski, but not Busch. Noah Gragson, he was fine. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know how to read this Noah Gragson guy. He's better than Briscoe, but he's priced that way. He's matched up against Johnson. I think Johnson's going to get a little better. I don't know. Bell's a tough hard. Yeah, he's Nigel. I'll say that he's tough. Bell is tough on intermediates, but not. Do I gotta unhide this? I skipped Alex Bowman, by the way. Someone's got to stop me there. I had him hidden. I think Bowman's going to be really good. So if you have him on your card, I don't think it's a bad idea. Let me go back to Noah Gragson. Not sure how he's going to be. He's kind of overvalued in matchups, in my opinion. Ty Dillon, not good. Not even going to go over it. Chris Buescher, maybe the third best car behind Larson and Reddick. But can he get there? I don't know. I don't know if he can get there. I like Buescher, man. The one matchup I did see that was, well, I'm not going to say it yet. Bowman plus 160 versus Brad K. I don't hate that. Brad K is going to be decent, though. Who are you asking? How good? Yeah, Ryan. I don't hate that one. I think Alex Bowman is a top 8 car. That's how good I think he is. Would I be shocked if Bowman won? If there's no passing, no, I would not be shocked. He'd have to somehow steal track position. But if there's passing, I would be shocked because I think that there's cars much better than him. If that makes sense. Todd Gilliland unloaded pretty slowly, but unloaded poor, but got better. Suarez, not that good. Man, Trackhouse in general. Ugh. What is going on there? Keselowski, he was good early, or he wasn't good early and got it better. I like that. Adjustability in his race car, it looks like they were at least able to make it better. He's able to run some fast laps. He's just gonna have to steal track position. I don't think he's the best RFK car. I think that Buescher is much better. Zane Smith, not that good. No real speed, short or long run. Ross Chastain, also, what is going on there? That is just not good. Ross Chastain is not good. He's going to have to be like Hail Mary trying to steal track position. And even then, he's going to have to throw a Hail Mary, and then he's going to have to hang on for dear life, in my opinion. Eric Jones, he didn't run more than 3 laps in practice, so that's tough. I don't know how you can have an opinion on Eric Jones. Carson Osavar, he unloaded fast, but then the field gained on him, and then he wasn't as good as everyone else. So I don't think that they made the right changes to that car. Nothing more than Ross Chastain sucking, huh? Chastain over Busch. Yeah, that's a possibility. Ryan Preece, just the ultimate slow driver. I think SHR, with the exception of Barry, is just Barry and maybe some Noah. I think Barry actually made some good changes. Ryan Preece is just not good. You can only bet against him. You can't bet on him. Daniel Hemrick, not good either. Jimmy Johnson. Here's the thing with Johnson. I think he'll figure some stuff out towards the end of the race or the second half of the race and be at least better. Kyle Busch, spotty, I don't know. Kyle going to finish the race. Who knows? I don't know. Justin Haley was shockingly bad. I thought he'd be better. Not good. Cody Ware, not good, but able to out-qualify Josh Berry and Austin Cindric. Josh Berry, here's what I'll say about him. I thought he was going to unload a little bit faster, but he did figure it out towards the end of the of practice. So I don't think he looked that bad. I actually was shocked at his qualifying. I thought he'd qualify more 10th-ish, maybe even make the final round of qualifying. And then the final one, I think Austin Cindric, Cindric's good, but I don't know how he gets there. I don't know that you can take him as a dog to Bubba. Yeah, Jimmy's probably not finishing the race. That's fair. All right, so top 10. Let's run through the top 10. Reddick, Hamlin, Chase, Byron, Larson, Blaney, Bowman, Truex, Buescher, Bell or Keselowski? Bell. Putting Busch in a few lineups. I don't blame you. I still think Truex finds his way in the top 10. So I'm going to leave Keselowski out of the top 10. Best outright on the board. Well, let's see. Best outright on the board is what's Buescher? This is showing me Buescher's 35 on FanDuel. I don't think that's true. I like Bowman over Gibbs. Bell over Logano. Is susceptible to stealing track position? Yeah. Yeah, you can steal track position. Buescher 35 is confirmed. I think he's a top 5 car. Just can he get there? That's the thing. So I'll say Buescher at 35, Blaney at 14, and then believe it or not, I think Larson at 5 is a good bet. You just hammer. You can't hammer bets on FanDuel. Stop being dramatic. Hot Guy Podcast being dramatic. He hammered. You can't hammer on FanDuel. You can nibble. Who has a chance at a surprise top 10? I'm going to say Allmendinger. I'm going to say Allmendinger. I think here's the thing with these top 5 cars, Reddick, Hamlin, Elliott, Byron, Larson. Whoever gets to the lead, they're going to be really hard to pass. We might not see a pass for the lead. That's the other thing. We didn't see it at Pocono. I'm hoping we do. And I'm hoping that there's a difference between short and long run cars. That's what I'm basing this Larson off of. Because other guys fell off. Hamlin fell off. Larson didn't. So I'm hoping that that's actually a thing. Is you're going to get some tire fall off. So that's what I'm basing it on. Yeah, I think Larson is the best car. Larson is the best car and my pick, and I think 5-1 is actually a good number. So, Larson had 0 fall off. So, I think he's gonna be good. I think Larson's the best car. I think Tyler Reddick is number 2. I do think Chris Buescher's number 3 and then Denny Hamlin. Now, do I think that Buescher's gonna beat Hamlin? No. But I'm just telling you based on practice, I have Buescher ranked higher than Hamlin. I think Hamlin's gonna be good. Larson top Chevy? No, because I do think Chasen I would rather you take him, and I had this conversation with Derek earlier. I like -120 top 5. It's out there on some areas. It's one or excuse me, 120, I think on one of the bookie accounts I have. Uh Chevy winning manufacturer. There's some 2-1 out there. I don't think that's a bad bet. Yeah, I did take that Larson. I had got it plus 275 on Group A against Hamlin, Blaney, and Kez because I think that that's kind of a two-horse race between Hamlin and Larson. So if you like, now of course other things can happen, but if you like Larson against Hamlin, you might as well jump on that at plus 250 in my opinion. Yeah, Big Ross, that Chevy 2-1 is not horrible. You got 3 starting in the top 5. I think that there's a chance over the long run that they're better than these Toyotas. If that matters. We don't know if long run matters yet. You have Larson 6-1 looking for some protection. Yeah, it depends on how willing you are to take on some risk. I just don't think Hamlin is gosh, he's going to be good. He just doesn't have a 4-1 car. I think he had some fall off. I do think Denny goes all out trying to win. I think everyone does though. Well, is Hendrick well, yeah, it would because I don't think any other Chevys could compete. Wh what, yeah, I agree with Big Ross saying maybe Larson without protection is fine. Feels better without protection. Well, you're predicting that Larson puts Hamlin in the wall today. That'd be good for the sport. Yeah. I'm sure that there's SMT data that talks about how good Pocono guys were at or in the Indy corner, but I don't think it matters. I think that we're gonna see more passing than we saw last week, which is we saw none. Absolutely none. So I'm behind, guys. We gotta that sandpaper head to head 22 versus 48. I like the 48, but you can't count out the 22. He's just a tough guy to bet against. 48's a better car. So I do think Larson wins. Reddick's going to be strong. If you have Reddick at over 10-1, then he's going to be really good. And Hamlin's going to be there. Just you have to pick one guy under 6-1, and you can only have one. It's hard to take two. I think Byron's going to be good. I don't think there'll be as many undercutting. Yeah, what's the difference between the Chevy and Hendrick to win prices? Buescher 3-1 top 5. Ross asked that. Gosh, if it was 350 or 4, I don't know why if there's passing, I love it. If there's passing, I absolutely love Buescher top 5. Grid position of winner, under 5.5. I'll tell you what, you could take that, Blaney, and Busher and have yourself a day. Go big on that under 5.5, and then then nibble Blaney and Busher, and I think you could be profitable there. Yeah, Ostradamus thinks there'll be some passing. Oh, weird. Brian has a pre-practice and qualifying Reddick ticket. You can't. Okay, so there's just how drivers. Carl Edwards was always very positive about his car. You just had to kind of basically look at practice and figure out who was good and who wasn't. You have to do the same thing with Brian and Kyle and Tyler Reddick. They can't be unbiased about him. I will say I do have a Larson bias for sure. But anytime you are listening to those two and they're talking about Tyler Reddick, you cannot take that seriously. You can't. They can speak objectively about any driver, but Reddick. So whenever Reddick qualifies well, they probably hit a pole bet and they're happy about it, and they probably beat the market with their outright prices, and they think he's going to win just every time. Let's see. You're just pushing. Reddick does have a hard time putting full races together. Chris Buescher top 5 at BetMGM. Oh, plus 350. Oh, you're gonna pound that bet too? You're gonna hammer it? You can't hammer anything at BetMGM. I think my max bet's $2. It's been that way for 5 years. Buescher over Brad K, stage 1. I like that. I like that. Who's baby bed shitter? Oh, Reddick. Reddick is baby bed shitter, and you have Larson as the daddy bed shitter. And you could throw Allgaier in there too. Allgaier is a mini bed shitter. Brad at 14-1 or Bell at 20? Probably Bell at 20. Wow. Xander just running away with this thing. Grandpa bed shitter. Creed, what a terrible year he's having. You just realize you have a bunch of NASCAR bets now. Well, you're welcome. You're welcome. I am sitting on Reddick at 12, Byron at 16, Larson at 7 and 6, and maybe 5. And then Truex at 18, which is just trash. And then live bets, who knows? Maybe Busher out there. Busher's I'm probably live bet Busher, especially with those guys up front. They're going to eat up a lot of that win equity. I think FanDuel has it. Oh boy, Jacob has. What a round he's putting together. Unbelievable by Xander. Yeah, that's correct, Big Ross. All right, any more questions? We got the top 5s. We got the winners. We did the rundown. Anything else? Lowry's kind of a hothead. Anyone on DK? Remember, there's a 33% odds boost for one bet. Use it on Hamlin. There you go, from Jay. Busher top Ford, 5-1 at DraftKings. Gosh, that's not terrible. I mean, it's gonna be hard to beat Blaney, but I think his car is better. I think his car is better. Top 10, I went over. Reddick, Hamlin, Elliott, Byron, Larson, Blaney, Bowman, Truex, Bell, Busher. The reason I think Busher has a chance is I think his car is better than both of them. Busher over Bell. Yeah, if there's passing and tire wear. Yeah. All right. Well, happy race to everybody. Congrats to Schauffele. Looks like he's going to pull this thing off. Go Larson. Cheers. Taking a pull. We'll see you in 3 weeks. Yeah. Not going to be the next 2 weeks. We will not have the pre-race poll the next 2 weeks. Yep. Enjoy the race, everybody. See ya.